guys, Marsing here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be taking the INT LR Cell up against the Metal Cooler Core Red Zone. So this is obviously going to be a pretty big test for this unit, because of course the Metal Cooler Core is physical, which means we are going to be going up against type disadvantage. So, I mean, at the end of the day, realistically, you're probably just not going to run in Cell against the Metal Cooler Core. But either way, I thought it would be interesting to see how well he can do, right? So one big thing that we're going to notice, I think, straight away is the fact that because the Metal Cooler army has the ability to do such a ridiculous amount of damage to you in this early part of the event, I have a funny feeling that we are probably going to immediately transform with Cell, which, to be honest, is good, right? Because I think the base form Cell, I think regardless of how we play the situation, would get absolutely annihilated by the Metal Cooler Core, right? I actually don't know if he would even be able to tank normal attacks, because remember, he has a high chance to launch an additional built into his passive, but his 12 key super is the only way that he gets defense. So I think if you get to the Metal Cooler Core and you haven't transformed with Cell yet, you're probably going to be looking at a bad time. So the fact that we actually were able to transform straight away is pretty good here. So can I get a good amount of orbs? The one thing I've had no luck so far whatsoever in getting a good field of orbs with the INT Cell so far, because his maximum buff from his passive is 8 orbs, and I think in the solo showcase that I did, I managed to get to 7 a few times, and that was basically it. So looks like I'm going to have that same kind of luck again. Now on the AGL Cell team, because part of his leader skill is power absorption, I've brought the physical Metal Cooler along, kind of just as a strategy to give us a free revival against the core, because I can very much imagine that he's going to get us killed, right? So depending on the rotation that we get once we actually get to the core, I can use Metal Cooler essentially as like as a buffer. Hoping, I mean, we don't have a scouter effect on the team, so it's not like I'll know where his super attack is going to be. But hopefully Metal Cooler can serve the purpose of taking the L for us on that turn, so that we then actually get the revival and then we can come back swinging. So that's the plan anyway. Now, because we have transformed immediately with Cell, that means when we get to the first turn of the core, we are going to be able to use his active skill. And on the turn where you use the active skill, we obviously get a high chance to crit on top of, you know, that's probably not even the right way to word that. On top of the other crit chance that he has from his hidden potential. There you go. So hopefully that's going to come in clutch, because again, the core being physical, we are going to want to do as much damage to him as possible. So Cell actually critting on the active skill is going to be pretty big for us. So we'll float you off here. The second form Cell will be hopefully a very useful support, because at least he does have type advantage when we get up against the core. He doesn't have the greatest defense, but hopefully he should be okay. He'll probably get... Would he die to a super? He probably would die to a super. But hopefully he will at least be able to tank normals okay. I think that is the biggest problem with Cell, and I've seen some of you guys have said that to me already in the comments of the videos that I've already put up with him, is that whilst he is really good in a vacuum, like his Easy A, he's very good, right? And when he's transformed, he can look like an absolute beast. The only problem is the team that you have to run him on. Now he is on, it's one of the Gamma's 200% leader skill, or is it both? I think someone said he's definitely on Gamma 2's. He is on a different 200% lead, but the biggest problem with Cell units in general is obviously the fact that they have like very specific links, and you do want to run them with other Cell units. So throwing Cell just onto another random team where he's getting the leader skill isn't going to be peak performance for him. Now, it can still be useful. I talked about this in a previous video, the fact that this INT Cell, even pre-EZA, he was like an absolute wild card for a lot of the no item runs for the old Super Battle Road stages back in the day, when Super Battle Road was a lot harder, because he could just get you that heal. Wow, he sealed Cell. Are you actually kidding me? Alright, well, how do I want to play this here then? I guess, do I put the core in slot 1 and just hope we don't get immediately super attacked? I guess I could. I should be able to get a decent amount of orbs with Cell. I kind of do want to put him in slot 1. Hello, Pickles. But I don't know, because let me check his super attack effects again. So he greatly raises defense on both of his supers, but we can't super this turn. I wish I had brought Senzu Beans with me, but I guess it is what it is. So let's go ahead and do this. Actually, let me make sure that the animation is actually on. And then we can go ahead and see Cell fire off the Kamehameha. Hopefully, we do get the crit here. And then we can hopefully do some decent damage. The Metal Cooler Core does have a ridiculous amount of HP, but if this doesn't crit, we basically won't do any damage. Hey, there we go. 6.6 million, that's not too bad. And look at that, that's 1 bar of his health, and then a little bit. 6.6 mil, and that's all we did. So, a lot of HP this guy has. So, what do? I either do this and then float off the AGL cell. I could try doing this, but I don't know. Or I could just throw the item up as well. I'm not too sure. I guess it depends, right? If we don't get supered in slot 1, then the Metal Cooler Core should... my Metal Cooler should survive this, right? So... oh, we can actually get the full 8 orbs, but the fact that we can't super with him is so disappointing. But if we pick up 8 orbs, what is he getting in total? It's like 70, an extra 120% attack and defense, and he has 3% damage reduction per orb. So 9 orbs, that's 21% damage reduction on top of, what is his defense? Actually, he doesn't, does he get it as soon as you pick up the orbs? Let's see. So we get 9 orbs. Yeah, no, he doesn't get it as soon as you pick it up. So he is going to have very high defense and damage reduction. So as long as he doesn't get supered, then we shouldn't die. So I guess let's see what happens. Obviously, worst case scenario is the Metal Cooler LR just gets super attacked and dies. And then we do revive, but it means we don't get to see Cell go off. I mean, he's not going to super, so it's a good, I guess, experiment, if nothing else, to see how much Cell is going to take here without the fact that he's supering. He's not going to super first, so he doesn't get to greatly raise his defense. Okay, so he takes double-digit damage from normal attacks. By picking up 9 orbs, no support unit on the rotation, he takes double-digit damage from the hardest-hitting physical boss in the game. That is very, very good. That's with 9 orbs, though, which is obviously not the norm. And then we get blasted with the super attack. So let's see if we can get back here and get at least one more turn where we actually get to see Cell attack the core. But honestly, the fact that he tanks his normals for double digits without support, without even having to super with those 9 orbs, I think is actually really good. So let's see if we can at least get one turn in where we actually get to attack with him. Okay, so on this run, we had Cell on turn 1, so I was able to take a pretty significant amount of damage across the first 2 turns, get the transformation here on turn 3, which means we are going to see what we can do here. I would expect, yeah, normal attacks, double digits. I'd be interested to see how much he would take from a super, because we picked up, what, 7 orbs, so we've got 21% damage reduction on top of everything else. Didn't get the full buff because we didn't get the 8 orbs, but 12 million attack, still pretty good. And then the second form AGL cell coming in with the 7.8. Now these guys, when they together and they start to get going, they definitely can do pretty well, but how much is he going to take from this? 279. I might have to... see, I don't want to use a Whis on the first turn against the core, because then it'll still be active on the next like int cell turn. And I do want to see how much damage he's taken, right? Like, even if he takes a super, because if we can get the 8 orbs or more, so he gets more damage reduction, then I would like to see how much he takes from a super attack. Like, I imagine he probably would still die, but I do want to know how much damage it is, right? So it would be interesting to see, but I don't know if I can live this turn without using a Whis. The problem is not having the Scour effect, right? Like, if I knew where the super attack was, like, if I could just do this, right, and know 100% that he's going to super in slot 1 and kill the LR Metal Cooler, then I would just do that. And then, you know, Metal Cooler's going to revive, and then we'll be all good. But I don't know for sure that that is what's going to happen. So, let's do this. This is the last attempt for the day as well, so I'm a bit apprehensive about dying here, and then that's the last run. So I am going to go ahead and do it. It might be a mistake. If he super attacks in slot 1 now, I am going to be really disappointed, because that would have killed the Metal Cooler core, the LR Metal Cooler. I keep getting the two confused. This is what I get when I take Metal Cooler against Metal Cooler. But yeah, because if he super attacks in slot 1, then we absolutely would have died and then revived. But, oh, god damn it. So yeah, I guess it is what it is, right? So we should still live this though, right, with the Whis? Oh, no. Okay, well, there you go. Now, unfortunately, that means we got the worst case scenario. So we did get the revival, but I used the Whis anyway. So on the next turn, that means we do have the Whis item active, which is a little bit disappointing because it throws off the numbers for Cell. But at least it means we will survive the turn, I guess. Let's see. I mean, we can do the active skill again, and then hopefully he doesn't seal. Because that's the other problem. I guess I should have brought Senzu Beans, but for this team, you really need a defensive item. Because if he seals INT Cell again, that'll be super frustrating. Okay, he sealed Android. He sealed Super 17. Okay, I think that's fine. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do this. We've got the Whis active, so Super 17 should be okay in slot 1. As long as he doesn't get immediately super attacked, right? So we'll fire off the Super Kamehameha here. Come on, get that crit again. Yeah, there we go. 7 million this time. And then if we do this, it's going to suck for Super 17, I guess, but we can get 9 orbs total for Cell. So again, we get his full passive buff. We get 27% damage reduction. He's got 4 links active here. Start of turn defense 278, but remember he's going to get another 120% on top of that because of the fact that we picked up 8 orbs. So his defense is actually going to be, what, like 600k, something like that? And he greatly raises on super. So once he's super attacked, his defense is going to be like in the ballpark of like 700k, something like that, which is pretty damn good. And then yeah, 21 million with no attack support on the rotation. Like seriously, this guy just needs a good team. We need a new Dokkan Fest Cell with a different name, who is an absolute slot 1 like beast. And then this guy will be absolutely cooking. But unfortunately, at the moment, this is kind of the best team that we can run him on, and against some of these harder bosses, we just really don't have the defensive options to kind of carry all that weight. He's not going to super at all this turn, is he? Yeah, of course. Alright, so big damage. I think now that the revival has been used up from the Metal Cooler LR, I think we're probably going to end up losing this now, this turn maybe? Oh yeah, especially with you sealed. I'm a bit worried about how much damage we're going to take. So if we're going to like leave it here anyway, right? So we might as well see if we can actually finish this off. So we'll go ahead and do this. And then we'll actually get the super attack. I would kind of like to save some orbs as well, but I guess if we do this, we could save the int orbs here, right? So if I drop these down and then I grab these with you. I mean, I guess I could throw up the other Whis, right? And then the chances are we... Actually, yeah, if I do this, if I throw the other Whis up, then we should almost guaranteed we should live this turn. And then next turn, as long as he doesn't seal the int cell again, then we should be good here. So let's see. Will this be another case like Cell Max, where the cell run, we actually managed to finish him off, whereas Gohan got taken out? Although, to be fair to Gohan, against the Metal Cooler Core, it was Kid Goku that got taken out. But I think, actually, yeah, we already know from the previous turn. Well, actually, yeah, of course, Metal Cooler's more built up. I was going to say, we know from the previous turn that Metal Cooler dies to the Super, but he wasn't fully built up at that point, I'm pretty sure. So we took, what, almost like 200k less damage this time? So that's definitely much better. How much do you take from normals? I actually am intrigued to see how much the second form cell takes here. Oh, he does take double-digit damage from normal attacks. Okay, that is good. So, I mean, some of the units on this team can hold their own, like... Oh, you dick. Of course he did. Alright, well, rip, I guess. Man, why they gotta do me like this? Like, of all the bosses in the game, I think I mentioned this in one of the most recent videos we did against the Core as well, but, like, how are you gonna have a boss in the game that is, like, he's one of the hardest hitting bosses, right? It's like him, Broly, and Cell Max are, like, the hardest hitting bosses in the game. And he can also seal you. Like, come on, bruh. Like, you couldn't have sealed Super 17 or Physical Cell. You had to go ahead and seal the Int Cell. And then Super Attack Super 17, who should live, right? How much does he take here after a Super release? Double digit. Look at this. Look at my GOAT Super 17. It's worth it just for the fact that we got to see Super 17 be an absolute Giga Chad. Double digit. I know we've got a Whis active, but even still, I mean, LR Metal Cooler took like 300k. Obviously, he's not getting the full 200% lead. Did he have Big Bad Bosses active on that previous turn? I think he did, actually, right? He was next to AGL Cell. But yeah, I think that's... unless we get very lucky here. I guess we could roll the dice with Cell getting a dodge in slot 1. Let's do that and see if we do actually get the finish here. Because this has been a bit of a wacky run. Good old sealing of our showcase unit. We love to see that. But alright, so I think we should be good now. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below as we continue the Int Cell and the AGL Gohan showcases. We'll probably go up against Broly tomorrow. Let me know any other combinations that you want to see. If you want to see Cell used on some other teams or with some other partners, let me know down below in the comment section. And maybe we could do some shenanigans. But let me know what you guys want to see down below in the comment section. Look at that, additional normal to finish him off. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.